Rosemary Raj Dhudat, and today we are going to study from EVS Part 1, Lesson number 4, Safe Water for Drinking. You know what? Water is very important and we need water for our good health, and we need to consume lot of water throughout the day. So we are going to study safe water for drinking from this lesson. First of all, we are going to see the things that dissolve in water and the things that do not dissolve in water. Now here I have a glass of plain water. You can see this is a plain water, and now I'm going to put few sugar in it. And after putting sugar in it, I'm going to stir this. And if you observe carefully, after some time, the sugar dissolves in water. And as you keep on stirring, we see that slowly the particles get dissolved completely in water. So same way you can put salt in it, you can put sugar in it, they all get dissolved in water. Second thing, I have another plain glass here with water, and I'm going to put this few grains in it. You can see the grains, and I'm going to stir it. But you know what happens? Even after stirring and stirring and stirring, the grains do not dissolve in water. They do not get mixed with the water. They do not dissolve in water. So there are other things also which do not dissolve in water. So by this we can say that the sugar dissolves in water and these grains, they do not dissolve in water. So the substance that dissolve in water spread throughout the water, and when salt dissolves in water, it tastes salty. When sugar dissolves in water, it is sweet. A new term for you to learn. When a substance dissolves in water, a mixture of that substance and water is formed. This mixture is called the solution of that substance. Now see children, you put sugar, it becomes sweet. When you put salt, it becomes salty. So that mixture is called as solution of that substance. Whatever substance you put in water, it becomes a solution. Now for example children, you see some children get loose motion. We give them solution of salt and water to drink. Yeah, this solution is called ORS or oral rehydration solution. When the children fall sick, they have got loose motion, so we give them salt and water to drink. And second thing is, you must have seen the patients in the hospital. They are put on saline. It is the solution of salt in water. Sometimes they are given other medicines through the saline. So have you understood both these solutions? So these are the examples of useful solutions. First one is ORS, oral rehydration solution, and second one is saline or medicines. Now children, do you know the sea water is salty to taste? What do you think? How is it salty? It's a big question mark. Has somebody put salt and stirred in water? No, it occurs naturally. And we cannot use sea water for drinking because it is salty. We cannot use it for drinking. We use river water for drinking. Keep this in mind, children. the river water is used for drinking. Actually, if you go to see, the water has no taste. One more interesting thing, when we remove the lid of a soda water bottle, example Sprite, Thumbs Up, Pepsi, you drink all these cold drinks in summer season. Yes, and when we open the bottle, you must have observed that there are some bubbles coming up. Yes, the bubbles fizz out of it with pressure. So the gas called carbon dioxide is dissolved in water under pressure to make soda water. So when we remove the lid, the pressure reduces and the gas bubbles out. You must have seen this when you drink cold drink. You must have seen the bubbles coming up. So children, I have got 2 glasses of water with me. Now you observe this experiment, okay, how I am doing. Some things in my hand. Now these things I am going to put in this water. This is an eraser that I have put. I've got some keys. And I've got this coin. So now did you observe this? What happened? These things have come down. That is, they have sunk in water. Now the second one. Now see, I have another glass of water and I'm going to put this particles of these grain particles I'm going to put in this water. So if you observe, see, they are floating on water. They are floating on water. They have not come down at all. See, they are floating here and they have not come down. They have not sunk down. So these particles, these grain particles have not sunk in water. So with this experiment, we see that why they did not sink in water here, because these particles of grains are lighter than water. So they float on water. These things, they have sunk in water because they are heavier than water. Now see children, as we have seen the experiment, the things that float are lighter than water and the things that sink are heavier than water. Yes, they float because they are lighter than water and the things which are heavier than water, they sink. So now let us see some examples of the things that sink in water. Spoon, steel spoon, it can sink in water because it is heavy. The screw, the instruments, stones, nails, eraser, coins. These are the things that sink in water. These are very few examples. There are many other things which sink in water. And the things that float in water, plastic scale, small scale, plastic glass, use and throw glass, it sinks in water. Balloons, plastic comb, shuttlecock, it is very light so it floats on water. And a feather, even that floats in water because they are very light. Now children, water is very important for our health. So we need to consume clean and safe water. Now how can we say that water is clean? Can we make the water clean? Yes, there is an experiment to make the water clean. Let us see that. First, you take a water in a glass and pour mud in it and keep it for around 4 to 5 hours. After that, you can see that the mud has settled down and there are some particles which are floating on top. Okay, it has settled down completely. After that, to make it more clean, you have to swirling alum in water, which will allow the mud to settle down. You need to swirling alum. Alum means what, in Marathi we call it as turti. So that will help all the mud to settle down, to go completely down. But still there are few particles left floating on top. So for that, you need to take a tea strainer. When you strain the water, when you pour the water on the strainer and strain the water, the mud particles are separated and we get clean water. If we strain muddy water, it helps to make it clean. And this process is called filtration. I hope you understood the process of filtration. Yes, these are all the process of filtration. And to make the muddy water clean is called as filtration. Now children, we need to drink potable water. What is the meaning of potable water? Let us see that. Potable water means water safe for drinking. What does that mean? Water that does not endanger our health in any way. When we drink it is called safe drinking water or potable water. Means when we drink the water, it should not harm our health. It should not danger our health. Then only we can say it is safe water or potable water. But children, drinking water must be safe for our health. We have learned this. Pure water has no taste, smell or color. If water has a color or a foul smell, avoid drinking such water. Don't drink such water which has got some different color or foul. Foul smell means dirty smell. Never to drink such dirty water. We can fall sick by drinking this dirty water. We have to use alum, that is turti, or filter water. See, example, most of the time we see in rainy season, because the water is muddy during the rains. We need to filter that water. We need to use alum to make that water clean. Now there is a question for you. When the water looks clean and transparent, can we say it is safe for drinking? The water is looking clean, it is looking transparent. Do you think that water is safe for drinking? Let's learn some more about it. Some microorganisms are present in water. What is the meaning of microorganism? Micro means very, very small. An organism means living thing. So microorganism means a living thing that cannot be seen by the naked eyes or even with a magnifying glass. We cannot see them. Now if we cannot see them, then how can we identify these microorganisms? How do we come to know that these microorganisms are present in water? We can see this microorganism with a instrument called as microscope. Microscope is an instrument for looking at very, very small things which we cannot see with our eyes or even through a magnifying glass. So, the instrument called microscope is used to see these small microorganisms. Now, children, let us see another example. Now, this is a curd. Okay, this is curd. It is called as yogurt. Now, take a bit of yogurt, that is curd, or a drop of buttermilk. Buttermilk means tak, and slide it under a microscope. We can see very tiny living things in it. These microscope, through a microscope, these microorganisms which convert the milk into yogurt. See, your mummy must be doing this at home. In a glass of milk, she puts a little curd or little buttermilk, and that milk turns into a curd or yogurt. How does it convert it? Through these microorganisms. And if you see it through the microscope, only we can see it. Otherwise, we cannot see this with our eyes. But these microorganisms are useful to us. And not all microorganisms are useful. There are some harmful microorganisms also. This is useful organism which converts milk into curd, but there are harmful microorganisms also which cause diseases. They are very harmful microorganisms. Numerous kinds of microorganisms are present around us. In soil, that is mud, you play in the mud, there are so many microorganisms. In water, in air, on rocks, anywhere and everywhere these microorganisms are present. If the harmful microorganisms are present in water, we cannot see them. And during rainy season, we hear that many people fall sick. They get diarrhea, they get loose motions, gastric, stomach pain. All this we hear during rainy season because the water is little muddy and the microorganisms are present in water and we cannot see these microorganisms. So what can we do to kill these microorganisms which we cannot even see? What will be the best method to kill these microorganisms? The best method is boiling the water. When we boil the water, then only it becomes safe for drinking. Boiling the water kills the microorganisms in it and prevents from diseases. So it is always good, children, to consume boiled water, especially in rainy seasons, because the rainy season, the water is too much muddy and there are lots of microorganisms. So it's always good to drink boiled water, which kills the microorganisms. And that water will be safe for drinking. Always consume clean and safe water for drinking. So by this, children, I hope you have understood the lesson. Just to revise, there is another thing which we always have to remember. Even such tiny living things like microorganisms, which our eyes cannot see, have great importance in our life. Always remember this. Microorganisms have great importance in our life. So to kill those microorganisms and to prevent from diseases, we always have to drink clean and safe potable water. So children, what we have learned from this lesson, let us see some important points. Some substances dissolve in water, some substances do not. Some things float on water, some sink and settle at the bottom. In order to obtain clean water, muddy water is allowed to settle. After settling, the water is cleaned further by swirling alum in it or by filtration. Even in clean, transparent water, microorganisms can be present. It is necessary to have safe water for drinking. So, water must be boiled to destroy any microorganisms in it. Microorganism means a very small living thing that cannot be seen by a naked eye or even with a magnifying glass. So these are the very important points that we have learned from this lesson. Now these are the difficult words for you to learn. Substances, float, sink, settle, swirling, filtration, alum, lighter, heavier, transparent, microorganisms, safe, boiled, destroy, yogurt, microscope, magnifying, instrument, mixture, endanger, dissolve, solution, rehydration, saline. So children, learn these difficult words. You can write it down in your notebook also and by heart them.